with the stand they're taking, they're inspiring the nation. And that's important because we need to know across the country what's happening and what's at stake. Over the last 6 months, we have seen an unprecedented and un-American power grab by the White House. And we've seen Republicans in Congress and now Republicans in Texas at every turn letting it happen and sometimes cheering it on. Well, Democrats aren't going to do that. Democrats are not going to let it happen. And while Republicans are surrendering, Democrats are fighting. Texas Democrats are fighting. And every American can and must fight back. And with that, I'm proud to turn it over to my colleague from Houston, Congressman Al Green.
I'm proud to be a Democrat. And I'm very proud to be here with some people who are making trouble. We got some Texans who've come all the way to Chicago to make trouble. John Lewis would call them good troublemakers. Right. Good troublemakers. These are the kinds of people who want to make sure that we take care of people here on earth. Why do I say this? Because I just heard this morning that this administration wants to put a nuclear reactor on the moon. Yes. I'm concerned about accessible housing here on earth. Right. These are good troublemakers. So I cannot help but hearken back now to the Edmund Pettus Bridge. John Lewis was a personal friend of mine, and if I may say so, we shared time together and we spent time together. We went to jail together. And I'm proud to tell you, he told me the story of the Edmund Pettus Bridge. John Lewis explained to me that as they approached the crest of the bridge, they could see the men on horses. They could see men with clubs in their hands. Yet they marched on. Yeah. He knew what their intentionality was, but they marched on. They didn't turn back. These good troublemakers are not turning back. They're going to march on. They're going to stand strong. They marched on. And when they encountered the constabulary, they were met with clubs. They were simply trying to march peacefully from Selma to Montgomery. They were beaten all the way back to the church. John told me, he said, I thought I was going to die on that bridge. The Edmund Pettus Bridge. This, my friends, is an Edmund Pettus Bridge moment. This is one of those seminal moments in time that can impact the rest of time. And it's time for all of us, not just those of us who are here, but all of us in this country who believe in government of the people, by the people, for the people, not government of the bureaucracy, by the bureaucracy, for the bureaucracy, not government of the plutocrats, by the plutocrats, for the plutocrats, not government of the very, very wealthy, for the wealthy, but government for you, the people, the people. And if you believe in government for the people, you got to stand up for the people. And that doesn't just apply to the people who are here. There are some people who have strong voices, who have criticized Democrats, but they're not using their strong voices. You got to use your voice now. You got to come out. You got to come out. This is no time to take a break. Get involved. This is about us all. This is about our democracy. This is about our country. We all have to get involved. And as we get involved, let's remember this. At some point on the infinite continuum that we call time, we're all going to have to account for our time. And on that day, the question won't be, how many full bellies did you feed? Question won't be, how many billionaires did you try to get money in their pockets and lend money to them? No, the question is going to be, what did you do for the least, the last, and the lost? Right. What did you do for those who were hungry? Did you try to feed them or did you try to take snap from them? Right. The question is going to be, what did you do for those who were unhoused, living under bridges? Veterans with signs up that said, say veteran, need help, will work for food. What did you do for them? Did you try to build a nuclear reactor on the moon, or did you try to get affordable, accessible housing for them right here on Earth? There's some difficult days ahead. But on this infinite continuum, here's one thing that I know. I don't know what the judgment will be, but I know what the record will show. The record is going to show that troublemakers, good troublemakers, that Democrats were there for the least, the last, and the lost, that Democrats made a difference in the lives of people who were living in the streets of life, not just those living in the suites of life. Yeah. Democrats are making a difference. And yes, they're on the right side of history. But more important than all of this, they're on the right side of righteousness. Righteousness. And yes, what the governor is doing in Texas is wrong. What is wrong with you, Governor? What is wrong with you? You've had babies to lose their lives. Families are suffering. And you are trying to redistrict Texas? You make this your #1 item on your scorecard? What is wrong with you, Governor? You ought to be ashamed. Somebody's got to call you out. We're going to call you out now, and I believe we'll call you out in November of next year. Right. I close with this, dear brothers and sisters, and I say brothers and sisters because I truly do believe, as Dr. King did, that there's just one race, and that's the human race. And all of us were created to live in harmony. But here's my closing. I'm a son of the segregated South. The laws that were recognized to protect me and the Constitution, my friends and neighbors denied me those laws. They denied me those privileges. I drank from colored water fountains. I sat in the back of the bus, the balcony of the movie, and I was locked up once, and it was the bottom of the jail. Yes, I was denied. I know invidious discrimination when I see it. I know what it looks like. I've celebrated my 25th birthday 3 times. I'm now 2 years into my 4th 25th. I know what it looks like. I know what it sounds like. I know what it smells like. What's happening in Texas is invidious discrimination. It is racial. My dear friends, it is racist. It is. And we have to say it. We have to say it. That's what it is. I know it when I see it. I know it when I smell it. I know it when I hear it. And we have a duty, a responsibility, and an obligation to stand up to it. All of us. I'm telling you, it's not just Texas. If it were just Texas, Emmanuel Cleaver wouldn't have his seat on the chopping block in Missouri. It's more than Texas. It's this country. And we, the Democrats, are going to make the difference, because when democracy was on the line, let it be said that Democrats took the stand to preserve and save democracy in the United States of America. God bless you and thank you.
Say, before we open it up for questions, there is one person I want to acknowledge, a couple people. Of course, Leader Wu, thank you for your leadership of the caucus. I also want to acknowledge you somewhere here, my colleague, the chair of the Texas Democratic Party, right over there, Kendall Scudder. Thank you for your leadership, Chairman. And, of course, Congressman Mark Vesey is here, and Congresswoman Julie Johnson is here somewhere, I believe. There she is over there. Thank you both. We're going to open it up for questions now, and I'll just call right over there. Go ahead. And can you please introduce yourself? Yes, of course. Yep. Well, he hasn't held back. Just this morning, he said that the Republicans are entitled to these 5 seats, right? And let me just be really clear about this. No party is entitled to any district. We have to go out and earn the votes, and that's what a democracy is about. The fact that Donald Trump believes he's entitled to these seats, And he's entitled to this unconstitutional power grab, should tell you everything you need to know. Listen, at the end of the day, as I said, we're going to keep standing up to this. It's illegal. It's immoral. It's racist. And, you know, look, Donald Trump has talked about it. He's going to continue to talk about it. His first call was to Greg Abbott. They're doing his bidding. It's very clear what they're up to here because they know they're going to lose in 2026. Yes. Sure.
I believe Trump said as recently as this morning that Illinois is already gerrymandered. I'm curious whether you're any closer now than you were a few days ago to possibly redrawing maps to Illinois, and if you're taking any action to that, such as calling a special session tomorrow here, whether that would be even active for 2026.
Look, I've been really clear that, again, let me repeat, Donald Trump is a cheater. So is Governor Greg Abbott. And Texas Republicans are carrying out their will. And if they're going to cheat, then all of us have to take a hard look at what the effect of that cheating is on democracy. And that means we've all got to stand up and do the right thing. So as far as I'm concerned, everything is on the table.
Governor?
We'll go,
Yes.
over there.
Sorry, yeah. Well, I know that you're all interested in whether I'm writing checks, to this. Let me be clear. You're saying, of course, but let me be clear. I have stood with the Texas House Democrats. We have been in consultation for weeks and weeks. This possibility was always something that we feared, and I made it clear to them that we'd do everything that we could, logistically and otherwise, to try to support them. I have not written a check or supported them financially, though I am not reticent to do that. But I have not done that. But lots and lots of people around the country have. Lots of people. And you can go to texasdemocrats.com/donate and give money to support this and the efforts of Texas Democrats across the state.
Has your Think Big America donated? I noticed you guys had some
No.
messages coming
No. Again, I know you all are interested in that, but no.
Ken Martin, you said the DNC is standing with Texas Democrats every step of the way. Does that include financial support?
You know, again, right now we are going to continue to support their efforts as we have. We've had communications help. We provided organizing help. We've been on the ground from day one of this really tragic episode here. And we're going to continue to support those efforts. And you know what? We're going to do everything we can to help resource this, make sure that they have the resources to actually pull this off. You know, they're making huge sacrifices. Every single one of these folks have left their jobs, they've left their families, they left their communities that they love. And you know what? It's time that the Democratic Party and all people who care about democracy support them in these efforts. We're going to do everything we can to support them. So, yes, back up.
With Fox 26 in Houston. Chairman, I'm wondering what your response is to the Department of Justice saying the redistricting is for 4 districts in Texas that are gerrymandered because they're coalition districts, because they're predominantly black and Hispanic, including Congressman Green's District 9, that they're correcting their own mistake for redistricting in 2021.
I think it's ridiculous. It's a pretext for them to do this, and they're absolutely wrong on their analysis here. The reality is that this is clearly, they're violating the Voting Rights Act. There's no doubt about it. They're disenfranchising minority voters. And, you know, look, where's Congressman Fletcher? And Congressman Fletcher can talk about this. But the reality is I think that Department of Justice analysis on this is completely flawed. I don't buy it. It's garbage. It's pretext to do what they're doing right now. It's not factual. It's not based in law. And, again, we're going to fight it. And, you know, I expect litigation. I expect us to do everything. As I said, we're going to fight fire with fire. We're going to use every tool at our disposal, including pushing back on what the Department of Justice says here. And, Lizzie, do you want to say some more?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'll just add one thing because I think it's important. I think Chair Martin is absolutely right that that letter is pretext for this action, but that letter is not right legally or otherwise. And important facts to know, Texas Republicans drew this map in 2021 that they are now saying has a problem. And Texans have been in court just this year in a trial in El Paso where every single person involved in drawing those maps testified under oath that these maps were drawn race blind. That is what they said they did. And it's important to know they drew these maps.
May I add something, please? Oh, yeah. Please allow me to add this. Yes, there is a trial in El Paso. I'm one of the plaintiffs. I've been in court almost since I arrived in Congress, fighting against invidious discrimination. And for everybody's edification, the Attorney General of the state of Texas says that the maps were colorblind. The Attorney General, the architect said to be one of the senators, I won't call her name, but I know her initials. Joan, well, everybody knows who she is. Joan Huffman, all right. She says that the map is colorblind. The President of the United States, by and through his Attorney General, used that language because he knows it's a buzzword, buzz language. It triggers things. It triggers emotions. That's why he did it. And what we're not going to let him get away with. This country still stands for liberty and justice for all. And that's why we Democrats are going to enforce just that premise, liberty and justice for all.
We got room for a few more questions right over there.
Governor, just to follow up on a question from earlier.
Sure.
Can you just level set the people? There are 3 Republicans in the state delegation here in Illinois. You can't undo what is happening in Texas if that is successful with the 5 Republicans that would be added there. What's the extent of the pushback that you could have here in Illinois on what's happening in Texas?
Look, number one, we're very happy to host these heroes and stand up with them and for them. Here in the state of Illinois, it is possible to redistrict. It's not something that I want to do. It's not something that any of us want to have to do. We're hoping that this will be successful, that the fact that there's no quorum in Texas will be successful. But once again, we're fighting for democracy. There are no rules anymore, apparently. And so we're going to have to play by the set of rules that are being set out in front of us, which, frankly, none of us believes is the right way to operate. And what Congressman Green said is right. This is unconstitutional. This is about standing up for people's voting rights and standing up for black and brown people who are going to be iced out by what Donald Trump and Greg Abbott are trying to do. So here in Illinois, we'll do everything that we can to support that endeavor.
We're going to go here and then we'll go here. Go ahead. Can you introduce yourself? Listen, our Constitution is under assault. Voting rights are being completely violated. Now is not the time for one party to play by the rules while the other party has completely ignored them. So they've decided to cheat. They've decided to cheat, and we're going to respond in kind. And listen, none of us wanted to be here. This is Donald Trump and Greg Abbott's doing. Make no mistake about it. The Democratic Party didn't start this fight, but we're not going to roll over. They want to fight, we're going to give it to them, and we're going to put every option on the table. Right there. This is our last question right here. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm curious about the obsession with how it's being funded. My phone and the phones of every member here have been blowing up nonstop from constituents, from people that I've met 5 years ago, from people around the country somehow got my number, texting me, "We support you. How can we help?" I have to have our donation link saved to a separate file so I can just go and copy it and paste it in every single time. Who is supporting us? The American people are supporting us.
Okay, thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. And thank these Texas patriots right here. Thank you.
I feel it. I'm with you no matter what. You call me, I'll come to you. I don't care what it is. Thank you. God bless you.
Governor, thank you. Man, I really appreciate you hosting, and my district is one of the districts that unfortunately got chopped up. But I'm like, you know what? If we take some of them out,